you ever felt like your mind just won't stop racing? Like it's jumping from one thought to the next, even when you're lying in bed trying to sleep? I've been there, and I used to think the only way out was distraction or exhaustion. But then something changed. Hey there. In this video, I'm excited to share how just a few minutes a day of mindfulness meditation completely changed the game for me. It helped me sharpen my focus, ease anxiety, and even rewire how my brain reacts to stress. Seriously, the science is amazing. If you've ever felt overwhelmed or like your mind's running nonstop, this simple daily habit could be a total game changer. Stick around. It might just be what you need right now. What is mindfulness meditation? Great question, and the answer is surprisingly simple. Mindfulness meditation is all about paying attention, on purpose, to the present moment, without judgment. That means noticing your thoughts, your breath, your body, or even the sounds around you, without trying to change anything. It's not about clearing your mind or achieving some perfect state. It's about training your attention, gently bringing it back when it drifts. You're learning to stay present, not caught up in the past, not worrying about the future. For me, it started as a way to relax, but it quickly became something more, like mental strength training. The more I practiced, the more I noticed changes in how I handled stress, focus, and even tough emotions. It's simple but incredibly powerful. Let's talk about the science behind mindfulness. And trust me, it's pretty wild. Major research from places like Harvard and Stanford shows that regular mindfulness meditation can actually reduce activity in the amygdala. That's the part of your brain responsible for fear and stress responses. Basically, it's your built-in panic button. And mindfulness helps dial it down. But that's not all. Brain scans also show that mindfulness can increase gray matter in areas linked to decision-making, focus, memory, and emotional regulation. So it's not just about feeling calmer. Your brain is literally rewiring itself to help you handle life better. When I started practicing, I noticed the changes emotionally. But learning that my brain was physically changing, that blew my mind. It's proof that this isn't just a feel-good practice. It's backed by serious neuroscience. Let's break down how stress really works, because it's more than just a feeling. Think of stress as a feedback loop. Something happens, maybe an email, a comment, or even just a thought, and your brain perceives a threat. In response, your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone, and suddenly your mind kicks into high gear. Your heart races, your thoughts spiral, and before you know it, you're reacting. Sometimes in ways you regret. That used to be me every day. But mindfulness taught me something powerful: how to pause. Instead of going straight from trigger to reaction, I learned to slow it down. That pause, even just a few seconds, gave me space to breathe, to observe what I was feeling, and to choose how to respond. And honestly, that small shift changed everything. It helped me navigate tough conversations, handle pressure at work, and stop letting stress run the show. Mindfulness didn't make stress disappear, but it gave me the tools to break the loop. So, how do you actually start mindfulness meditation? Good news that you don't need a retreat, fancy cushions, or even incense. You just need a few quiet minutes and a willingness to show up. Start by sitting comfortably. No need to twist into a pretzel. You can sit on a chair, a cushion, or even your couch. Close your eyes, or if that feels uncomfortable, just soften your gaze and look gently downward. Now bring your attention to your breath. Feel the inhale and the exhale. That's your anchor. Here's the part most people get wrong. Your mind will wander. That's not failing. That's totally normal. When you notice your thoughts drifting to your to-do list, something someone said, or what's for dinner, simply notice it and then gently bring your focus back to your breath. That act of returning your attention again and again is the training. It's like a mental gym. And with time, those tiny moments of focus really add up. This next chapter, let's talk about the real-life benefits, because this is where it gets powerful. After After just a few weeks of practicing mindfulness, I started to notice small but meaningful changes. I wasn't snapping at people like I used to, especially in stressful moments. I felt more in control. I also started sleeping better, which was huge for me. Even after a tough day, I didn't spiral into anxious overthinking the way I used to, and the benefits didn't stay confined to my meditation time. That sense of calm slowly started to spill into everything. How I handled work pressure, how I communicated in relationships, even how I dealt with traffic and long lines. Now, I'm not saying I became a perfectly zen person overnight. I still had bad days. I still got frustrated. But the difference was my mind wasn't running the show anymore. I was no longer just reacting, I was responding. I felt like I was finally in the driver's seat again. And that shift, it changed my life in ways I never expected. This next chapter, let's talk about the real-life benefits, because this is where it gets powerful. After just a few weeks of practicing mindfulness, I started to notice small but meaningful changes. I wasn't snapping at people like I used to, especially in stressful moments. I felt more in control. I also started sleeping better, which was huge for me. Even after a tough day, I didn't spiral into anxious overthinking the way I used to, and the benefits didn't stay confined to my meditation time. That sense of calm slowly started to spill into everything. How I handled work pressure, how I communicated in relationships, even how I dealt with traffic and long lines. Now, I'm not saying I became a perfectly zen person overnight. I still had bad days. I still got frustrated. But the difference was my mind wasn't running the show anymore. I was no longer just reacting, I was responding. I felt like I was finally in the driver's seat again. And that shift, it changed my life in ways I never expected. The last stage is 1-minute guided practice. Let's try it right now. Just 1 minute to reset. Soft background music fades in. Sit comfortably. You can be in a chair, on the floor, or lying down. Whatever feels right for you. Let your hands rest gently. If you feel safe, close your eyes or simply soften your gaze and look downward. Now take a deep breath in and out. Feel your body. Notice where it touches the chair, the floor, or the bed beneath you. Feel the weight of your body supported by the ground. Let go just a little more with each exhale. Now gently shift your attention to the breath. Feel the air move in and out of your nose or mouth. You don't need to change it, just notice. If your mind starts to wander, and it will, that's completely normal. Simply notice that it wandered and gently bring your focus back to the breath, in and out. Let each breath be an anchor to this moment, and when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room and open your eyes. Call to action plus outro. If this helped you feel even a little bit calmer, hit like so more people see it. And subscribe. I'm sharing more tools next week on how to create your own custom meditation routine. Drop a comment. What part of your day do you want to be more mindful in? Optional bonus. If you've made it this far, thank you. I want to leave you with this. Mindfulness isn't about becoming a different person. It's about coming home to yourself, just as you are. And if no one's told you lately, you're doing enough. You are enough.